But we're gonna keep this thing going and hopefully take it in the ZBrush, or not ZBrush, Substance Painter, and really get some milestone 3 data in there. Okay, if it doesn't happen today, I'll continue it tomorrow, where we actually get some materials on this thing. I did a little bit of a demonstration for you earlier with the weaving around the handle. So we'll see if we can do that again and start applying some things. I would say though that once we get this guy into Substance Painter, our job's going to be so much easier with our baking all out the way. So I'm really looking forward to that. I got my reference sheet over here. Let's pull this guy up again and see if we have any visuals on that knot there. Now let's take a closer look at this thing. I want to see if this reference image has this going on here, because yeah, this is kind of what we're seeing here. You know what? I think I'm just gonna skip that. I have some extra UV space. There's so many details on this thing that I don't really want. I want to leave some of this open for you guys to customize this sword. Okay, so I really feel like I'm just gonna leave that hilt the way that it is, or the pommel. We're going to work on the handle guard here. There is a clover shape that I need to apply in here, so I am going to work on that today. I gotta put these divisions in here as well. Only thing I like to see when you get to Substance Painter. Was there an end to that sentence? Do you have some more stuff? I can give you a demonstration if you're looking for Substance Painter stuff, Matthew. When you are painting in there to add text to height information built in Substance Painter, or do you essentially have to make it in Photoshop outside as an alpha and import it in? That's a good question. Okay. It depends on what Substance Painter can do for us. Let me just shrink this guy around here and move him over here like this. We'll just go for that right there. The gun has stamps and model numbers, and I want to get that information in. If you have really good reference and you can pull that information from the reference image, that would be the cleanest way to go about this. If the font is very standard, if it's something easy to do, or if it's an easier font to type out, then Substance Painter does have font work and information like that it can use. Okay, so you do have font brushes. We'll load up Substance Painter in a minute here. We'll do a demonstration. I'll get some font in for you today. No rush, okay. We'll write like a love letter or maybe a haiku down the center of this blade. Huh? Sound pretty baller? Alright, we have I gotta get set up for this clover shape now. Since this is a pretty involved shape with this model, I want to have this done the right way. Alright. Let me get my channel box out here so I can edit some things. So once again, I want to improve the radius of this thing without making it any wider. Or, you know, basically I want to make this shape the way that it's supposed to be, but have the right width to the shape that I'm doing here. What did I just do? Play around with that, play around with some thickness here. I need to adjust some things. I would say first of all, I need to get thickness the right way. I would say that seems to be my first shape right there. Okay. That seems to be doing the right thing in my opinion. Let's try maybe just a little bit more thickness. I think that we want this thing to be probably a little bit thicker than it should be. And since these shapes look like they're equally the same, like radius or diameter or whatever, probably radius. They seem to be the same shape. So I'm gonna see if I can't just reuse this stuff. Try to find some placement that makes sense. Let me turn my wireframe on and see if I can match some things here. Because it looks like I have like an edge right here that's lined up with this inwards bevel, so that seems like a good shape to line up. If I can duplicate that over to the other side, get this thing kind of evened out. I would say something like this right here. It seems to be lined up with let me freeze my transforms on this guy and then push him down so I can snap it back. Line this guy up with that other edge over there. Now I can zero this guy back out. And now I know that like my edges are lined up in here and I have a good position on this shape. Okay. So now I'm going to combine this together and see if we can make one solid shape with this piece. We can insert an edge loop here, kind of make a contact point for our geometry. We'll get another one in on this side over here. That lined up pretty good. I might collapse this stuff down. You never know. Because actually we have a very smooth surface out here and it seems like there's some kind of rounding agent. It's really weird how this thing seems like it's inverse on both sides. I'm not really sure what to make of that. Pretty odd shape to say the least. Delete that. Here, I'm going to slide this guy up a little bit so that I can grab these faces in here. Or you know what? No. What I should be doing is just grabbing this edge loop before I delete those faces there. Grab this edge loop and use it to detach my topology. Actually, no, let me grab this one here because I'm going to need this to attach down here. So I'm going to detach this, and that should free my model up for getting rid of that shape there. So I'm just grabbing like my areas where I'm detaching, maybe give myself just a little bit of space, but just enough that I'm, you know, not destroying this model any. And this thing dead ends in this shape here too, so we can detach from those areas as well. I'm grabbing all the wrong things here though. Just give myself enough room here to detach some of these shapes and just kind of get my shape started. What I'm seeing here now is it seems like we're a little bit tall. We're a little bit like long. But I think truthfully I'm going to be scaling this entire thing to be more of an oval shape. I mean, honestly, I should just be doing that right now. Let's just see if we can do this. We want this thing to just be a little bit more stretched on the sides there, because it's not a perfect circle. Well, geez, never mind. It is a perfect circle. The exterior is a perfect circle, but this inward shape over here is not. Man, what a mind. What a mind blower there. Alright, let's see if we can do something like this here. Let's kind of make it a little bit wider. Push it in a little bit more. Something like that. I think we can get away with that, maybe. Maybe just a little bit too wide. I thought this thing was more of a oval shape, but I stand corrected here. I just want to make it a little bit wider so that we're kind of contacting with this side shape here, I think is where I want this to officially be. There. Okay, let's connect some dots here. I'm gonna grab some vertices and merge them in these closer together areas. And that should allow me to delete some other things too here. Excuse me. Okay, so that's detached. What's the best way to delete this stuff out? I could probably get rid of this stuff. Going a little bit too far with that shape. Yeah. Kind of deleting some of these guys in here that aren't going to be visible. Grab this guy and just snap him over there. That feels better. Make sure we delete all the interior geometry here. I'm going to slide this guy to make sure that he has some kind of purpose. You know, that could be like a little holding edge area. Who knows? And then I should be able to fill this hole. Apparently, something has not snapped in place here. There we go. Fill the hole. That's one little side done. See if we can do that same thing on the other side over there. Actually, what I want to do, because we're kind of flattening out over here, see if I can pull this guy in just a little bit, give myself just a little tiny pinch, a little tiny creasy area like that. That looks better. Again, I don't think this guy is going to help me out too much. What do we do with, I think we took this guy and moved him over here. Just using V for vert snap. Like that. And then probably just merge these guys together in the center there. Don't believe I did this the same way. See what happens. Okay. I don't like this. This is a hard thing to get. Let me see. Let me see if I can just bridge this right there, and maybe. No, something's not attached over here. Let's try to merge these vertices again. Nope. Okay, so this guy's probably going to be really stubborn. So I'm going to delete these faces here. Yep, we're not attached. We are not attached here. Bad topology. Let's bridge this guy again. Sometimes this topology is not going to work for you the right way. Sometimes bridges leave like little gaps in there. It looks like everything's connected now. Go into 3 mode and kind of give it a little test run. Slide my edge over here a little bit. And, you know, once again, I'm using that edge as like a holding edge kind of thing. And now I should just be able to grab that face, and let's try to lower it down and maybe pull it in just a little bit. Cool. All right. So there's that shape. This edge is not exactly centered in the middle here. So that is a little bit unnerving. Before I start attaching this too, I probably want to duplicate my shape out and use it for the other side too there. So remind me not to attach this until I have that. Okay, so I have some geometry here to work with. Slide some edges around. To kind of bring my geometry closer to where I need it to be. And I think I'm going to put an edge loop in here maybe. But instead of me leaving that edge loop like this, that's not actually too bad. It does help out the model a little bit. Slide this guy over here. I'm just trying to match up the topology closer so that I can attach this thing pretty seamlessly here. I need to bevel this shape here as well. So let's bevel this guy out. That way I have a unified form there. Leave no edge behind. These end pieces, I'm gonna clean that up. All right, let's bevel. Okay, let's go for 1.5 maybe. That seems a little bit closer to what I was working with there on this other shape. Maybe 1.6. I got like this weird meditation Ren Fair music playing. Sorry about that. Hope I'm not putting anybody to sleep. Okay, so that evens up with the bevels. I feel from the rest of my model here. That doesn't look good. Take advantage of this garbage. Just merge it in place there. You can't hurt anybody. This is a safe place. With my safe place music playing. Oh goodness. This guy intersecting too far. All right, I think I have this lined up the way I want it to. This thing's pretty much lined up in the middle, actually, so I should be, no. I don't want to worry about mirroring this item right now. If this was a little bit more centered in the middle, I might just mirror it, but I feel like just snapping those verts together may become a problem for me, or might just be too much. I think I can get this done. It is a lot to think about here, though. You know what? No, I'm gonna mirror this. That's right in the middle there. So I'm just gonna cut this guy in half here and give me like a clear little area to mirror. That way I only have to do this once. Probably should have done this a little bit early, a little while ago. And that way I also can just make this stuff happen too. I think my demonstration probably took a little bit longer because I didn't mirror this thing. And this was my fault. But at least you guys get to see some results. It's not a total loss. Let's change this material to our blend. That way we're not having to select those faces again afterwards. I'm gonna need some more edges. Probably one right here and one right here. I don't think I have to round this shape out though, so this should still work for me. Okay, and I need an edge loop here and an edge loop here. Yeah, that should get the job done. All right. Combining the shapes together here. Let's delete some faces. To make this attachment run a little bit easier. Kind of move these guys in a little bit. You know what? No. I'm just going to triangulate this part right here. We'll just triangulate that connection. In fact, I'm going to delete these edges right here and set myself up for that instead. I'm going to snap these guys together. Merge. Ooh, I'm a little bit. Nope, I need to change something. This is a little bit off here still. Grab this edge, push you up just a little bit. This stuff is not lined up here. I should be working on this on the grid. If I was working closer to the grid on these shapes, then these would be a little bit more lined up. There we go. Now I feel like we have a better scale here to work with. Merge to center. Merge to center. These guys will be coming together a little bit better now. Got some softening errors in there. We'll handle that when we get to it. I can bridge these guys together now. Bridge. And that should leave me, nope. It did not like that bridge. Try this again. Man, why? Why are you hating today, Maya? All right, we'll do this the old way here. Nope, didn't want to do that. You don't like to fill the hole here? Come on, give me a break, buddy. Let's just try one. Can I get one bridge? Okay, something's up here. It doesn't understand this shape that I'm making and that I'm trying to attach it here. So we're getting some issues with this shape here where it just, wow. Totally not what I asked you to do. Oh, it doesn't like this shape probably. There we go. That was the edge I needed to get rid of right there, those interior edges. Now let's see if this works. Let me bridge this up. There we go. Now Maya knows what I'm trying to do. And this is going to be a little bit easier now. I just said a little bit though. Don't get your hopes up. Bridge this. Fill hole. Awesome. Got to make sure you have all that stuff cleaned up. Don't leave your work out in the dust there. Pull back on this a little bit. We can even flatten it. That way it matches up a little bit better. Okay, close enough. Now I merge those vertices together. Do the same over here. Grab too much. All right, and now I need to delete these guys in here so we don't run into that same issue. Same thing over here. Just delete these guys out to get them out the picture. All right. Bridge should work. Now this area is not a triangle down here though. For the interiors. Fill these, yeah. I think I just need to do one fill hole at a time, right? No, I didn't say extrude. Oh, I swear, if it's adding more geometry. Fill the hole. Thank you. I think I was hitting extrude. Awesome. Now I'm gonna manually triangulate these though, so I manually tell Maya, this is what I want you to do, man. Because some of these guys just kind of warped like that are non-planar faces, and that's bad geometry. Okay, so I'm fused to this shape now from that side. Didn't take too long. I'm not sure what I want to do over here because I feel like I might just fuse this together and lose the bevel on the interior here. So let me see if we can get some vertices selected here. Let me merge those vertices together. And then I'm just going to delete these interior faces that don't line up. So I got some mild cleanup work to do here. And then everything inside of here. Hit the road jack. Awesome. Let me grab this edge loop here, and I'm going to run a little slide in this. Slide you in there. That. And that way, merge some vertices over here too. Merge and merge. I want this guy to be pretty lined up with this shape. So if I want like a happy medium, merging in the center is usually a pretty good tool for that. So let me just merge in the center there, get that, obtain that happy medium. Something like that there as well, I think is good. Man. Alrighty. And now I'm going to rock a bridge over this thing because I want this to be flat. Or fill a hole. That works too. I grabbed the wrong thing. Okay, looks like it's working. Filling a hole is probably a little bit safer because it plugs things up better than bridge does. Bridge may leave some openings, as you saw earlier. Okay, but that's the shape that I wanted there. It's not too crazy. I could put some holding edges in there to hold that form if I decide to smooth this thing out or not. I'm hoping that this mesh, though, I'm hoping that this shape looks good with the game res and I don't have to worry about really making a high res on it. It is still a possible thing. Okay. Let me slide this edge a little bit closer to my edge loop over there. Whoa. Hold control for smoother operations. This one is very stubborn right now. All right, let's just repivot my stuff there. Merge this guy to the center. Find those happy mediums again. Find that happy place. All right. Now, what did I do with this interior? I think I grabbed this edge and slid it, right? Probably. Slide this edge. I want to try to connect these guys together. Make a lasting relationship, right? Kind of slide them in place. That sets things up a lot better. If you have shapes there, but you don't have vertices to kind of snap things, then slide some edges around. Delete all that stuff there. Delete this stuff. Not useful right now. Okay, I think we're good there. I don't know what this is. Oh, that's my little center point thing here. I still want that piece since I don't have a vertice to snap to. We'll see if that's still useful. You never know. Grab this shape here. Let's do that fill hole again. Multi-cut the shape so that we get that polygon in there. All right, now we're successfully merged. Oh, you know what? This stick shouldn't be here inside. I spent that whole time freaking connecting this thing together when it's just like, no, you're not supposed to be there at all, right? Yeah, there's no hole there. Oh my goodness. You guys just sat there and let me do this. You're not even watching me, are you? You don't care at all. Let Harvey make his mistakes. You're supposed to be here helping me. That's cool. Just your presence here is calm and comforting and welcoming. All that good stuff. All right, I'm definitely going to have to reset my normals on this shape because you can certainly see that I'm getting like hard edges and soft edges and confused edges and sad edges. They're just looking for some clarity here. I'm gonna pull this guy out. See if I can get that thickness, the edges to kind of flow together. You always got to clean your stuff up here. Just delete these guys. They're just leading my geometry astray. I can fill this hole up. Eh. Do a multi-cut in the middle here. And since I'm a nice guy, I'm going to put an insert edge loop in here to see if I can round this shape out just a little bit and finish this shape off over here. Get that piece doing that like that. Oh my goodness. All right, let's do a normal reset to see these things doing the right thing. I'm going to do a mesh display set to face and then soften edge, and that should cure that model of all the wrongdoings that I've put it under. This guy's probably going to need a bevel, and these tight little, you know, those are the guys that are standing out to me right now, is that little stuff. So I'm probably going to need to turn this into a bevel instead of that nice 90-degree angle. That should work with my geometry pretty well, though. All right, not too bad. What I'm going to do here to get rid of these n-gons is just delete these edges. You serve no purpose here anymore. There we go. Let's try that soften again. There we go. Not as much of that shadowing error there, right? Definitely getting some stuff over here though too. Got to be careful about this stuff. I'm gonna see. Let's do that same operation again over here. We get ourselves a little bevel in here. Bevel the edge. Make it a little bit tight, and then just delete those n-gon edges there. This is all really useful stuff to make sure that your geometry is doing the right thing there. That looks like even worse for some reason. I don't like that. Maybe doing a reset will fix that. Set this whole model of face. Try hardening the edge. And then softening it again. Nope, it just wants to do that. Okay. That is weird. Okay. In all honesty, I truthfully liked it better the other way. So let's undo this operation. Collapse those edges together. Some of this stuff is just going to be unavoidable. With those tiny little pinch areas like that, you kind of just have to throw your hands up in some of these areas. Try softening again here. Man. Nope. I'm going to undo that. I'm not sure what I can do here, really. There's still a lot there, but you know what? Our normal maps might be able to solve that issue or correct it, I would say. It's not really that obvious. It's pretty far away. So I'm going to leave it like that, leave those bevels there. That's safer and correct. So I know that that's, something is going to come through with me on that shape. And once again, before I finish this up here too, I still need to make sure that I finish these little C shapes here too. Okay, so let's finish that up. UV this thing and get this show on the road here. Let's extrude the edge. Make like a little mini bevel here. Kind of zoom in on that shape. I'm going to make like a little mini bevel, and then I can plug it up here. Let me quadrangulate this face here too. Nope, you don't want to do that. Okay, let's try something else here. Let's try going to edges, getting rid of, let's try this again. Get rid of these edges, and let's try a bridge instead. Bridge, there we go. Saving some time here, trying to at least. And for the rest of these two, we need to make sure that these bevels stay the same size. So I'm going to run my extrude operation on all of these at the same time. I think those are all the ones right there. I don't have to worry about those ones. Run that extrude operation on these guys at the same time. See if you can use your thickness settings, or in this case, my offset maybe. Little bit of offset interior, and then a little bit of thickness as well. It's just going to be safer for us to have a more uniform bevel on these guys. Okay, so I think that gets the job done there. And now I'm going to run, just to keep this thing simple, I'm going to run that bridge on these guys like this. Just deselect my sides there and run a bridge. Deselect my sides and run a bridge. All right, let's soften this shape up here and see what we get. Well, that's kind of nasty looking. What can I do here? What can I do? I mean, truth be told, this bevel should be continuing onwards around this edge. I don't know if maybe pulling this out may help something. Help round that edge out a little bit, maybe. Let me just see what this does and try to soften it again. Let's harden the edge. And I'm only hardening the edges just to kind of break it. But yeah, it's these points, these sharp points here that are causing that. So I need to correct that. I need a bevel on this edge area. So this is going to be strange. I'm gonna see if I can do this with one fell swoop here. First off, I want to try to line these guys up to be a better thickness together. They need to blend in with the bevel that's already there on those edges. So I'm going to grab all these guys together and just scale it down so we're getting some matching geometry there. Now I think I need to delete these guys maybe. Or okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to see if a rotate might be able to handle these all, if I do it all together. It probably would have been a better idea for me to have these C shapes done on the entire model before I beveled it all. That way it would have been involved with the beveling process there. So hindsight there. Learn from my mistakes. Okay, thank you, mistakes. I understand what you're trying to tell me now. Some of these shapes that I'm working with today, though, on this thing, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. May not get around to Substance Painter the way that I wanted to today. Okay, so I need to snap my pivot to that to this middle point again. If I'm doing that rotation edit here, I'm grabbing all this stuff here for a mild little rotation out. Man, it's really not letting me do that though. This is such a large operation. Try scaling out a little bit maybe, and then doing a rotation. Okay, that kind of got me there. You know, now I'm not getting that, let's see. You know, I'm not getting that shading error like I am over here with that. So let's try to do the same thing with this guy here. Once again, I'm just gonna scale out a little bit and do a rotate from that center point. So a little scale out. Maybe a little bit more than that. There we go. And let's rotate you out just a little bit more. Yeah, that gets the job done. It's not going to be perfect. Much, much better, though. If I do say so myself. Okay, is this thing done? Is there anything else I have to do here? I got to get this shape in there as well. We'll make it a separate shape. Delete history. This shape is done. I'm calling it quits on this one. I just have to mirror it over. I forgot to put some edges on that. Okay, so this detached component. I need to finish this shape up here. Grab these edges and detach that as well. And then this guy should be detached. Good. I'm going to separate these guys out. Like this. Center my pivot. Switch my pivot over to this guy. I could duplicate this shape and just rotate it around even. That way I'm not mirroring it. Just rotate it 180. And that should line up where I need it to be. Probably don't need this guy anymore. Excuse me. Freeze my transformations on both of them, combine them together. Grab some vertices here. Let's just see what we snag. Let's do a merge vertice and see. I'm going to hold my stuff here in 3 mode to make sure that my threshold is grabbing the right amount of stuff here. Okay, that's looking good like that. I'm missing some things over here. So if something is close, most of these guys look like they're grabbing the right way. I may just grab these guys and do a separate merge vertice. So I'll do that again. Just kind of increase the threshold on that though. Okay, and do the same for the other side here too, because I know that this one looked like it was having some problems. Hit the G key and just increase that threshold till they snap together. And now it looks like we're there. Finito. Freeze transformation, delete history. All right. I need a high res and a game res. Let's UV this shape here first. This shouldn't be too difficult, I don't think. Probably grab this guy here and do a camera projection in my UVs. Let's pull up the editor. I obviously need some edge loops selected. Those selected pretty good. These selected and these selected. These selected. These selected. Trying to get like the innermost edges here for those UV seams. Gotta select these guys in here too. All right. Using those edge selections, I'm going to cut those. And I should get my shapes all organized here. I should be able to see something's connecting these guys together still. I have like an edge loop that's holding it all together. The side walls are all separated, but there's still something here. Maybe it's on the outside. This shouldn't be connected. If you see anything, let me know. What is connecting these guys together? You know, I also don't have interiors to these shapes, so something didn't get selected with that, probably. There we go. There it is. These little guys right here did not get selected, and that's holding my top and my bottom together. That should do it. Let's see. There we go. And then my little inside should be there too. Perfect. All right, let's do an unfold. Woof. Okay. Let's flip this guy around and do the same thing. Flip, unfold. It's getting a little wonky there, but it's not going to be straight. So, I mean, you do what you can. Okay, and for all of these shapes here, I should be able to unitize that and kind of flatten it out. Let me try unitizing these. I'm sure the automatic UV tool will do most of this stuff for me, but it may not do it as clean. Okay, so I'm unitized now. I'm gonna grab all my edge loops, and I need to pick some seams there too, though. So let me pick some seams here. Yeah, automatic UVs probably would have done a better job of this, making things faster maybe. Some mild cleanup. Don't deselect it. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna do a merge vertice operation here, and I don't want, or a merge, a move and sew operation here, but I don't want those UV seams to be grabbed either. Okay, and let me grab some edges here that are kind of in those areas where UV seams could be pretty useful. Let's see how this all works out. Actually, I wouldn't mind having some UV seams tucked in here, maybe. Anything to keep these guys from turning into loops, basically. I'm going to sit here and grab those interior edges and see if those don't make some good UV seams for us. All the fun work. All the fun work. All right, I've done my rounds around this thing. So now I'm going to grab the opposite edges that are selected there. Jeez. I forgot to grab the exterior here too. Grab all that stuff as well. Let's pick some UV seams for these guys. Let's just split this up into two here on my little flower edges. All right, let's try this again. There we go. All my other edges have been selected now with that shift select. And let me do a move and sew. Before I do that, let me do a save. Let's save this, please. Let's make a new save there. Now let's do a move and sew. Schwank. Wow, what is that? Where did this guy come from? I've got like an undeleted edge right there. Oh my goodness. What? There. That's no doubt probably happening on the other side too over here. Yep. Well, I think I need to run that same operation on these guys again, maybe. Something has happened. Should be able to do an unfold. It should straighten things out a little bit more. Cool. All right, everything else looks straight. We got those straight lines going for us, which is good. That's what we want. They're obviously the wrong scale right now. I don't know why this guy isn't straightening out more. This one's a little odd, but I'll accept him for what he is. Okay, we're UV'd on this shape. Let's get rid of UVs now. UV view at least. This one's definitely going to be the game mesh since it's UV'd. We can name it such. Hand guard underscore low. We'll try to arrange them and scale them the right way. I would say we're probably getting something like this. You know, we definitely need to be at an angle. So we'll rotate this guy like that. Push him up a little bit. Now we're going to get those rings that are kind of going to go, they're going to block this shape out a little bit more. So we probably don't have to worry too much about that. In fact, what I'm going to do here, I'm going to grab these guys and just pull them in Why are you all the way out there? Center pivot, freeze transformation, grabbing edges. My edges are obviously broken with their pivot, so I'm going to reset. There we go. And now let's just pull these guys in without tapering. That should be enough space right there. Those rings should do their job like that. And I need to go back to UVs and unfold that a little bit better for those guys. UVs, unfold. Grabbing that, going to UVs, unfolding. There we go. Okay, all is well now. That is my game res. Surface is pretty soft though, so I think I need to do a high res on this thing. Shouldn't take too long, just some holding edges and such there for that. Let's see what we can get in here. We'll get those freeze transformation. Let's duplicate this shape. Actually, no, before I duplicate it, let's assign this to the low. Duplicate this shape now and assign this one to the high and make sure we just rename it high. Now if I get rid of my low, we'll take a look at what this guy's doing for the high res. Hit 3, just kind of soft still, so just some holding edges in here will get the job done usually. There, just some mild holding edges. Get some inside of here too. As well, I need to run this operation on all these guys here. I'm just kind of eyeballing this stuff here. Make sure I get these inside clover shapes as well. They're part of the whole package there. I mean, the other operation I could do is like an extrusion, but that is going to cause just a little bit more softening than I probably want here. Let's see what we got now. Okay. Not looking too bad. I'd really like to get some of these bevel shapes are working for me. Like this guy is not looking too bad. We can do some stuff on these guys maybe. Like that. Okay. And what that's doing is it's kind of putting a little bit of a tighter edge on that there too. So you see what's happening there? Just with some extra holding edges. This is just the high res. Don't need to work on the game res. Don't need to fix the UVs because the high res doesn't even use the UVs. It's just something pretty to look at. Putting some holding edges in here. I think I've done my full round out there. Okay, so these inner clover guys here. Oh, I didn't get the full operation on this one. What happened? Let me isolate this. Hitting Command 1 is the fast. Yep, there's my my repeating face again. My little rogue vertice. I don't know where he came from. I think I started a multi-cut with him. And nope. Just gonna hand do this. I'm feeling lazy. I think I started a multi-cut with him over there and just didn't delete it or something. Didn't clean it up. Okay, but that's just the bottom one. I need a holding edge on this guy, so I hope he goes around there. I foresee some issues though. Wow, all the way over here. Okay, nope, didn't want to do that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna delete these edges. Nope. I'm just gonna hit delete. I'm gonna delete those edges so that this operation happens. But stops right there. It will stop on an end gun. Okay, so that's what you need to kind of know about that. So I'm intentionally making like an end gun right there, and then I can snap these guys together, merge in the center, and triangulate this shape again. Same thing over here. And that's just gonna make my insert edge loop actually happen. Jeez, I gotta do the same thing on the bottom too. Sometimes triangulation is not the fun. It's not what the cool kids are doing. Optimization is not always fun. Okay, so there's that there. Flip over to this side. You know what? I want to, no. Oh, no, 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 no. Then you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to see how sloppy I can get here and see if I can't just repair this. This has to be faster. Collapse this edge. Collapse these two together. There we go. Grab these two and collapse them together. And okay, so that makes this edge easy for me to delete. So I'm just going to delete that edge. Whatever's happening on the other side there, it should delete everything out that way. Okay, that seemed a little bit faster. Me just going through and just forcing it to be nasty geometry and cleaning it up afterwards was the right solution for that. So now heading over to this side, let's see if we can do that same thing. Throw an edge loop over here. Throw an edge loop over here. Let's knock this out in one fell swoop. Edge loop over here. Edge loop over here. And then one edge loop right there. Oh, we did it on both sides. That's where it looped around to, is that. Okay, cool. Even better. Collapse this together. Collapse edge. Since it looped around to the bottom, I need to make sure I collapse this thing on all four of those corners first before I delete that geometry. That way it doesn't loop around and delete those edge loops that I just made there. Collapse it down. Okay, this should be a safe deletion now. And since it's split up in the middle there, I'm definitely feeling that it's safe. Delete the edge. If you just hit the delete key, it's going to leave vertices behind, and you don't want that all the time. So unless you were doing what I did earlier there, where you physically wanted to leave a vertice to make an end gone to stop an edge loop or something like that, then that's what that delete key is for. But otherwise, use the delete edge tool, specifically designed for that purpose, to add that edge loop and delete the vertices at the same time. Okay. And I definitely feel like I need that same treatment out here on the outside. I'm feeling what's happening all out here. This is still not what I want it to be out here, though. And once again, the issue I was having here was these triangles doing that stuff. I wonder, now it is like, it seems to be like two triangles separating it. So maybe, okay. I'm just gonna run through here real quick, like this. I might just see if I can like just snap those vertices together at the end. I'm gonna have to do this on the other side too. But yeah, you know, we are running up on that time there, though. It seems like we're gonna have to move on to Substance Painter tomorrow. I'm gonna record it though. If you can't make it, we'll do that same thing too, where we do a Zoom training instead of Hangouts. Hangouts is just not doing it anymore. And we simply cannot allow that. All right. But you know what? I think I'm definitely going to finish cleaning this up. If you guys want to hang out, you can. If not, then I look forward to seeing you, you know, when I see you again. Let me flip upside down here. I don't like working upside down. Get my edge loops where they belong. I'm probably going to keep this thing going on the recording though. That way the video saves for the tutorial. But thank you for definitely stopping by, and I look forward to answering any questions that you have on any of this stuff. Once again, if I'm doing something that's just like, I don't know what you're doing, Harvey, let me know. I want to help you out with this. I also did not do edge loops over here on this side. Oh boy. The high res is such a very important thing though. Without it, there is no bake. There is no, faking of anything. The model's always just going to be the game res without the high res. No normal map details are going to bake without anything that's different between the two forms. So if you really are dead set on making your stuff look like it's metal or wood or anything that you need like a dedicated edge quality to, then you're going to have to do some edge work on a high res model. Exactly what I'm doing here, where I'm putting some holding edges in here. It seems like I ended that loop there. Okay. Much better on the visuals. I'm really feeling the metal. I'm gonna have to fix those corners. But the quality is there. This is what I'm looking for basically. So it's this stuff right here that I'm gonna have to change up. And how I do that is going to be a mystery as well. Because if I merge those together, it's going to pinch the faces there and not transition over that edge. Any way I can speed this up is going to definitely anything more than doing this. Because I gotta have my edges do that. I wonder if bullying this edge may fix it. Or bevel. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna bevel this edge. I'm gonna bevel all these edges and just run like a merge vertice in the areas and see if I can't just get like a distance merging happening there. Bevel? And that's gonna tighten that edge loop there. That's going to give me a much harsher cut there. I need to do a bevel that's unified though, not one that's different sizes. So I'm gonna run that bevel up. I'm gonna grab all these guys and run that bevel, but why didn't you select all the way? Let's see if this works. I want it to be a little bit tighter, but I don't want it to be super tight to the point where it looks, really sharp. All right, I've got all my edges selected. I'm gonna do a bevel, wind it up a little bit. It's not letting me go any further than that. Okay, yeah, I just gotta kind of force it then. 1.8. Okay, that looks like it's kind of even with the rest of my bevels there. Did that clean up my geometry? Like I really only have like one kind of end-gon here now. It's not split. It kind of merged some of my vertices together for me, I think. Yeah, and truthfully, I'm not going to worry about a tiny little end-gon like that, because that's definitely not going to hurt my high-res model, which is just there to be pretty. All right. So there's my shape for my high-res. I need to make sure I smooth it out too. These guys are all smoothed out already, so let's do that. Smooth 2 divisions. All right. Looking good. I'm gonna put I'm gonna see if I can model those little dividers in there real quick. They were just, it's kind of like an egg shape, actually. All right. And I'll need to move my blade around too to make sure that there's like some crease of separation happening here as well. So in my reference here, it's showing, okay, these things are supposed to be on the side too. Need to rotate that. Let me, I think I need to adjust my pivot here so that we're kind of lined up a little bit better. Wow, okay, hang on. Okay, I need to look at this thing in like a flat view so I can line up my pivot to rotate with it. So I'm just gonna rotate this guy a little bit more like this, so that way it's rotating a little bit straighter. Okay, that's looking better. All right, so now that my pivot's changed up, I should be able to get a cleaner 90-degree kind of rotation. I'm just realizing that this thing is not really centered either. I need to get rid of this thing for right now. Really throwing me off. Okay, that's better. Zero you back out here. Now I can see and line this stuff up a little bit better. Should be lining up a little bit closer to that, I would say. Okay, that looks like where it's supposed to be lined up, in my opinion there. We need to scale this thing in so we could see that clover happening though. This thing is so weird. Why is it rotated like that? This is going to take some work to rotate things. Am I not working with an even cylinder too? Oh, my scaling, my pivot's still crooked, that's why. Why is this thing not? Oh my goodness. Okay. I mean, this cylinder is straight. I'm going to use this cylinder. That's what I want right there. There we go. Oh my. Holy cow. Okay, and it's a little bit thicker on the top than it is the bottom, I believe, because of the, it's kind of telling you where the blade is. Excuse me. So let me grab some of these guys up here, do a soft select, and just kind of thicken it a little bit, like that. All right, there's my shape. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Okay, awesome. And I need to duplicate it and send one to the bottom there too, like that. It's definitely what's happening there. I think we need to thin up a little bit more. That's also not adjusted to my pivot, so I need to adjust my orientation. Wow, not my orientation. There we go. Thin it up just a little bit more in that direction. There we go. If I just grab my faces, then that's going to orient it the right way. Awesome. Okay. Am I looking like the right width, or is this thing's looking a little bit too wide now that I'm looking at it? Let's freeze transformations. I can probably even just combine this together. Just like uniformly do this thing. All right, not looking too bad. Still a little bit smaller. There we go. Cool. Well, that's my clown katana. With the freaking colors there. I'll work on making these guys high res. I mean, we really don't need to see that happening in the video probably, is these little tiny shapes here. But I'm just gonna move these shapes around here too to get some crease of separation in there too. And then we'll move on to baking pretty soon, okay? So stand by for that, baking with that, and moving on to substance materials in tomorrow, okay? Thanks everybody for stopping by. I'm gonna end the recording here and save this file up. Be good to each other and have yourselves a blast today. Get some work done, and I wish you the best of luck with things.